Now, from the ABC6 Weather First team, Spring into Action.
Thanks for joining us for Spring into Action, our 30-minute special telling you everything you need to know about the dangers of severe weather.
We'll talk about tornadoes and what precautions you need to take if a twister touches down near you.
Plus, getting to higher ground, where you need to go when the floodwaters start to flow, and a look back at a historic flooding event that left a lasting impact.
And finally, are you feeling the heat? We'll tell you the best ways to cool down when the temperature creeps up. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chief Meteorologist Randy Brock.
I'm Spencer Furman.
And I'm Brandon Marshall. Let's begin this half hour with a look back in time as 14 years ago, dozens of tornadoes impacted 22 Minnesota counties in one of the largest tornado outbreaks on record. I spoke with a Freeborn County woman whose family lost everything and a deputy's call to action to help save lives. Thursday, June 17th, 2010. The day started off normal for Lindsay Mickelson of Clarks Grove.
Yeah, I worked that day. And I just remember walking through the hall and there was the alerts going off. And someone saying, oh, it's fine, no big deal. I got home and then life changed.
Life changed. The same could be said for many other Minnesotans that were impacted that day. With 48 confirmed tornadoes,
I am right along the Iowa-Minnesota border,
having touched down across the state, a Minnesota single-day tornado record.
Oh my God.
4 violent tornadoes tore up half the destruction through Freeborn and Steele counties. 3 rated EF3 and 1 EF4, which was on the ground for nearly 42 minutes, covering 20 miles, resulting in 1 fatality and 1 injury. Lindsay, her husband, and pets took cover in the basement of their home just north of Clarks Grove when the twister hit.
You could hear the wind whistling down the chimney as we were sitting next to it. So we're kind of just holding on to each other, and we could hear the roof go right off the bat, and then it just so fast that next thing you know, it was raining on us as we were in the basement. I mean, I can remember the sound of the roof. You can just hear the house being shredded at first, and then it just quick. It was done.
The Mickelsons lost everything.
Our whole house was gone to the foundation. Everything was gone. And then we lost 4 buildings, 2 vehicles. Everything we had was gone.
Tim Bennett is chief deputy of the Freeborn County Sheriff's Office. He was a patrol deputy at the time and was enjoying a day off when he got the call as tornado sirens were activated.
The biggest tornado at that point was just on Highway 13, just north of 90 in that area. So it's on my way up to there to start tracking that.
Chief Deputy Bennett recalls at that point being diverted to County Road 46 after a call about a woman trapped in her home. While on his way, he found himself in a dire situation.
So I remember driving out there. There was power lines down everywhere, swerving in around them. And actually, before I got there, a power line came down, hit my squad car, came up to where the windshield and the roof meet, and got caught as I'm driving, and it bent my roof and shattered my windshield.
Chief Deputy Bennett calls the destruction he witnessed that day as unfathomable.
Houses that were gone, the trees that were just twisted like they're just metal, just twisted. Properties that you knew there's houses and stuff on, just completely gone.
For the Mickelsons, in the years that followed, they sold their property and moved to Clarks Grove. Lindsay says she'll always be grateful of neighbors and strangers lending a helping hand in a time of need.
The amount of people that came out to help us, strangers, friends, family, that was just so amazing. And I thank them so much. It was so appreciated.
As for Chief Deputy Bennett, June 17th, 2010 will be a day cemented in his mind.
It's something that you'll never forget. It's always in the back of your mind when you drive past these things. It brings you right back to that day in question.
A damage survey done by the National Weather Service said the EF4 tornado that tracked through central Freeborn County was 1 mile wide with estimated peak winds of 175 miles per hour.
And let's continue our look back, as Freeborn County wasn't the only location in our area that saw tornadoes touch down. Just a couple years ago in April of 2022, the community of Tailby was rocked by an EF2 tornado, ripping through the small town and destroying homes. Since then, a lot of work has been done to rebuild. Amy Bramwell, who's worked with the Mower County Sheriff's Office for 25 years, and says cleaning up from this event was very different than events like the 2004 or 2007 floods.
So flood response is quite a bit different because you have time to plan, you have time to organize because the flood waters are up. Where a tornado happens and then you respond.
As for remaining debris, there is still a bit of on the west side of town. Otherwise, most of the homes have been rebuilt.
Ahead of this summer, the National Weather Service wants to remind people that if you see a wall cloud, you are asked to report it. However, you are not asked to report shelf clouds. So what's the difference? Here's what each type looks like. Shelf clouds are found along the leading edge of a thunderstorm. The National Weather Service says they are commonly mistaken for each other.
So the wall cloud being located near the rear portion of the storm, that's usually where the storm's updraft is located. So that's where all the fuel and energy is going into the storm.
And another thing to look out for is if you notice any upward motion combined with the rotation of a wall cloud, that could mean danger, as this is a sign a funnel cloud could form, which could lead to a tornado.